All right, we are now joined back once again, Ken Climo, with some exciting news. Last time we talked to you, I want to say was several months ago, and there was some mention of you trying to, be a little bit more involved in disc golf. I mean, this might be as involved as you can possibly get. So I guess just for those that are living under a rock and haven't seen the announcements, if you want to kind of just announce to the world here what is going on in the world of King Climo.
Well, I was approached by Bob Giulio at last year's chess.com invitational with an offer that I really couldn't refuse, which was to partner up and create a new brand, Ken Climo or Climo Disc Golf. And it's rolling out tomorrow on the website live. You'll be able to purchase products and really excited. Seems like it's a long time coming for something like this for me. And I'm more than happy and pleased to be partnered with Discraft, and all their team is just awesome. I've had nothing but good rapport with them, and they really know how to treat the player.
So this has been in talks for over almost a year now.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And yeah, for those that haven't seen, definitely check out the website, climodiscgolf.com, to see all the announcements. I want to first say, I think the documentary that was put out, was that mostly done by Discraft's team, or
Correct.
do you have a team that's kind of working with them as well?
No, that was pretty much Shane and a guy named Jesse and a few other from Discraft that put that together. And I think it came out really good. The first time I watched it, it made me cry.
Yeah, for those that don't know, there's two pieces of content. There's one that's like a 10-minute like a mini documentary, which is, I would say, one of the better pieces of disc golf content I've consumed in the last several years. So definitely watch that one. And then the announcement that actually came out today, which is kind of announcing the discs and what is going to look like for Climo Disc Golf, that is also out as well. So definitely check out both those. I would say in today's video, the thing that hit me the most, I think you've got one of the best taglines in disc golf. When you said at the end, Climo Disc Golf, discover your inner champion, I was like, I might need to get out and start throw some discs today, Yuli. I was getting
pumped
juiced
out here.
I was getting a little juiced. Okay,
well,
so
you can throw my disc, since everybody on Team Discraft is allowed to throw the Climo disc golf stuff, so you can check them out.
They did just come in for both of me and you.
Nice.
So I'm excited to see what these have in store for us. And well, yeah, that was going to be one of the questions: is will players that are sponsored by Discraft be able to use Climo disc golf discs?
Of course. Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. That's cool to know. All right, so the first thing I got to ask you, because I think when the rumors started flowing, right, and people started hearing rumors of you going to Discraft, I think this was a little bit after you made the announcement that you were parting ways with Innova. I think a lot of people were expecting maybe a traditional like icon team sponsorship, something like that, where you were going to be involved. But this new idea that you're starting your own disc golf line, was this mainly Discraft's like proposal to you, or was this kind of the direction that you wanted to go when Bob initially first reached out and asked, hey, do you want to partner up?
No, this was the direction from the beginning from Bob.
Okay, gotcha. Because I know you had mentioned that you wanted to be more involved in disc golf. So my other question on top of that is there going to be any other connection with Discraft? Because from the videos and everything, it sounds like they're going to be producing the discs and all that jazz. But are you going to be doing any kind of ambassador role with Discraft? Are you going to be in content? Are you going to be involved in working with maybe some of their other releases, or is this simply just a partnership that they're making your discs, and are they helping with any promotion outside of the initial releases?
Yeah, they're helping with everything, and whatever they want me to be a part of, I'm happy to do for them.
Okay, so do you have a sponsorship deal with Discraft at all?
No, it's more of a brand thing. I'm not really on the icon team or anything like that.
Okay, gotcha. So anything that they reach out to you, there's probably going to be some sort of Climo disc golf involvement with it. Like they're not going to, be like, hey, come to this release of this new Discraft disc that doesn't have anything to do with Climo disc golf, or would they be able? Would you do something like that as well?
I doubt they're going to ask me to do anything like that, but I would if they asked. More so, we're going to be, touting my brand. I'll probably be at the Great Lakes Open, probably maybe even the Ledgestone, some of the bigger tournaments that Discraft sponsors.
Okay,
I'm going to be out at the
some
Supreme
meet and
Flight Open
greets
here in Brooksville, early in the year. Coming
meet
up
and greet, potential other kind of events built around those tournaments.
Maybe flex start or something like that here and there. We're going to have a series of flex starts going on here in Florida that's going to promote the brand. They're doing them on one at my home course, Cliff Stevens, on February 22nd, and then they're going to roll a few out after that, just as a little.
I saw that you had Ken Climo, the new YouTube channel too. I saw the 10-minute docu was put on there. Are you planning on putting more content out on that? Because that's something I feel like the masses would really like right now. See you out there doing a little practice round with some people, sharing your story a little more, or, I played with you a couple times. You can talk some good trash out there on the course. I have people that.
All that stuff's going to be, definitely in the future. I'll be looking into doing more stuff like that. Just for now, we're just trying to get the brand off the ground and focus on that. I'm going to go to the Disc East trade show coming up in like a week and a half. I'm going to be up there for a couple days. So kind of try and get out there and, be seen.
Gotcha. What was the reasoning or direction or the ideas behind going to a kind of new, almost similar to kind of what we see with DGA, right? Where DGA is being manufactured by Discraft, but they are kind of separate, because in the announcement, I think that got sent out as well. It did say, it kind of made it a very point that these things were kind of separate from one another. It wasn't like the Paul Macbeth line or the Paige Pierce line that is directly underneath Discraft's line. What was the reasoning for that with Discraft? Did they explain why they wanted to kind of have your own separate thing versus kind of falling in line with what they've done with Paul and Paige as well?
Probably because I'm not an active player anymore. I would think that would be the reason.
Okay. Was there any talks about doing stuff like that at all, or was this always kind of the plan from day one?
Yeah, I answered that earlier. Been the plan from day one. Never any talks of anything else.
Okay. So what are some things that we're going to see with the Climo disc golf line that's going to kind of separate it from the DGA line?
I mean, different molds, different flights, different feels, different plastics.
Okay. Yeah, I think there was a lot of talk on whether or not you were going to use the same plastics as some of the other Discraft plastics. So you guys are experimenting with new stuff?
I believe so. And some new techniques. There's like a laser polisher that's going to be involved now.
Interesting.
Like almost a mirror looking finish. I don't know if you got one of those or not.
These don't feel anything like
they
some
don't.
of the stuff that I've thrown with Discraft, which is awesome, because that really is what I feel like is going to separate, different, like you said, different looks, different feels. That's exactly what this stuff is right here.
That's kind of what we were going for.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Are you guys using any Discraft mold parts, or is everything kind of built from scratch?
I'm sure there's a few that are, in the junk heap right now and they're not getting produced at all, that maybe, got retooled.
Yeah.
Or just totally redone,
Gotcha.
Why waste the metal when you can,
Yeah, when you can make it something good. I like that.
Right.
Are there any plans of sponsoring pros? Like, is that something that Climo Disc Golf has in the future, of where there will be because it seems like you guys are trying to build a full line of discs. So is that something in the future that there might be a Climo Disc Golf sponsored pro on tour?
I think would be a good point to start.
Okay.
Yes. I'm not ruling it out.
Gotcha. Probably not. There's 10,000 other things to worry about right now, probably other than that. But there was some chatter of people wanting to know whether that is the issue. So the three molds that have been announced so far is the Climo Skyway, which is the distance driver named after the Sunshine Skyway Bridge in Tampa, 11 speed. Now, is this more of an overstable, neutral? What's the flight of this?
I think if you throw, 75 miles an hour, it's a tad under in the beginning part of the flight, but stables at the end. If you throw anything less than that, it's a bit overstable.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. And then we also have the Climo Bel Air, which is the mid range. That's going to be named after the street where you grew up in Clearwater. This is a beaded mid range.
Correct. Fairly torque resistant. It's fairly overstable. You can really get on that thing. You can throw it into the wind. Doesn't want to waffle over. It's pretty beefy.
I'm also a fan too, Yuli. I personally am not a huge fan of like just the super like kind of almost what I would call like the Chips Ahoy feel of where if you snap it, it just cracks, kind of hard plastic.
Yeah.
I like a little bit of give, and this plastic has that, which is actually really nice. I know some people love where it's like I want to throw what feels like a brick. I'm not a huge fan of that. I like a little bit of give. I like when I put pressure down on my thumb that I can feel that kind of happen, and that's what I get with this. So that's what I feel at least with the mid-range plastic. The putter plastic obviously is a little bit more on the firmer side. It does feel like Yuli, would you agree? It does feel like a different plastic in your hand?
100%. No, this feels amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
The putter feels absolutely.
It's firm when you twist it kind of this way.
Yeah. Like you can
but
see
if
that
you put your thumb into it, it's got some tack and some grip.
Exactly.
Oh, it does. Yeah, you actually. Yeah, I see. Oh, so are these all three of these are I'm assuming the mid-range and the driver might be the same plastic. They feel similar.
Yeah, we're also going to offer those in different plastics in the end. We're going to have a baseline plastic, then we're going to have, maybe an ESP type plastic, and then like a Z type plastic.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna offer them in some different plastics, and I think the putter and mid range will definitely be offered in a base. I'm not sure if the drivers will be.
Gotcha. And I think the putter actually has the best name. The putter is the Climo Champ.
The Champ.
I think that's my favorite of those three. And obviously there are plans of having new discs come out as well, but these three will be available tomorrow, January 15th at 3 p.m. Eastern on Climo Disc Golf. If you are interested, definitely check that out. Also, I think there is going to be, if you're a retailer and you want to get these in your stores, I think applications are also available right now for that. So I guess my next question right now is like, how does this feel right now? Because last we talked, you were kind of in limbo of like, you want to be more involved. It also kind of, I was getting a little bit of like, I wish I could do more, but right now with the spot I'm in, there's not really much I can do. How does it feel now to have kind of Discraft reach out and say, hey, we want to kind of help facilitate and do as much as you want to do? What does that feel like right now?
I mean, it feels great. It's kind of something I was yearning for, is to, be involved in a bigger level than where I had been. Playing's all great and fun, but getting involved into a totally different level like this, and stepping up a notch. I can't thank Discraft and Bob Giulio more for making the offer to me and really having the respect for what I've done throughout my career to make that offer, because it was their players that I was beating for so many years, in those big tournaments and stuff. And for them to show me that respect, man, it's unbelievable. It really is. It's heartwarming. It's just it's something that me and my family are going to really enjoy. We're going to definitely be on the ball, do what they need us to do, be out there, be seen, do some charity things. I'm scheduled to do a Paul Macbeth Foundation charity 9 holes at at Olympus. So I'm going to be actually playing some disc golf, but it's not too much. I'm not quite ready, I think, for tournaments yet, but I am getting a little bit better. I'm starting to feel a little better. Don't hurt as much after I play. I've been playing a lot more, actually testing these discs out. I've been having to throw a lot more, and I've been testing a lot of the the Discraft line too, so I can kind of give them an idea of what I like, what I don't like, what I want it to fly like, something like that. So I've been out throwing a lot more than I have in the past, year or two. These last like 3 months or so, I've been throwing a lot. So, and my body's feeling pretty good. Can't complain.
Nice. Yeah. Remove kind of the merchandise, the disc side of all that. I think the one thing that kind of was missing was, we don't have great like history storytellers. Like I said, like that 10-minute documentary that was on you, like we don't really see that very often. Does your name get dropped here and there on coverage? Sure. But if you're like a new disc golfer coming in to disc golf and you see Climo's name on a disc, there's not really that much to be like, oh, I know exactly who this person is. I think what Discraft is doing for at least the first two pieces of content that I've seen is they want to try to get your name out there. They want to kind of put you out there because I think your story is one to be told and is one to inspire youth and younger players out there to go out there and try to get better. And I think a lot of times that was kind of just, I don't know. I think at a certain point in time, some people maybe get a little lazy with it. And it's like, I don't really want to, I don't know. That's what it kind of felt like with Innova a little bit. Do you see like a new resurgence of fire in you now, kind of with Discraft being this excited about bringing you on board?
I do. I really do. This might even be able to afford me to get my body looked at and maybe fixed. If everything goes good, I can throw some money at that and maybe even get back out there a little bit if I can figure out what's wrong.
Could you imagine seeing all of a sudden the champ just plays Worlds every year? He's just like, yeah, I'll play USDGC Worlds every year. That would be incredible.
He's thinking about it.
He's like,
wait a second.
I can see him over there. Yeah, you miss it, don't you?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. It's just
what do you miss the most about it? Is it the competition or is it just being out there?
Oh, definitely the competition, man. I'm a competitor. Yeah.
Have you been paying attention at all to like social media? I don't know if you're like involved. I mean, obviously you kind of finally came out and told everyone that fake Ken Climo account on Twitter was not you. And I said, hey, at the end of the day, if this guy that created this account ended up getting in Ken Climo on Twitter, I think that might be a win for all of us because I think we would all love to hear more from you with your takes on the disc golf world as it is right now. But are you going to be kind of more involved on the social media, and have you been paying attention to what people have been saying about your move to Climo disc golf?
Yeah, I'm going to be more involved, making some posts here and there, check out the discs, things like that. Maybe some videos of me, throwing the discs and making putts with the discs and things. And I just had to, out that guy for being such an idiot, because he was throwing really awful words towards a lot of people that, stuff like that just doesn't need to be said, especially under my name or my guys. So I needed to set it straight that it wasn't me, it was somebody else. And I outed him pretty good. I think everybody got the hint.
Yeah.
I think that was good. And like I said, if we can see more from you on social media, I think that's a win for everyone in the disc golf world. So what's the next big kind of move? Obviously, the 3 discs are dropping. You said you're going to be at the first stop on the tour. What is the next thing on the horizon that you at Climo Disc Golf is really kind of working on?
Well, just getting a full line of discs out there basically is what we're really striving for in the beginning. We're going to start with 3, and then we're going to come out with another 2 or 3 in the next month or so. And then beyond that, trying to make a full line of discs. I think that's our most important aspect of doing it all is getting a full line out there, not just having only a couple of choices.
What about like merch? What about shirts, hats?
All those. You got a sick jersey on right now.
That's all going to be on the website as well. We've already got, like you see, I'm wearing one of them right here. We got hats, hoodies. Well, actually not hats yet, but they're going to be hats, hoodies, shirts, T-shirts, bags. We're actually doing some bags too.
Okay.
Oh, are you partnering with anyone with bags, or is that completely separate?
That's going to be a partnership with Grip.
Okay. Oh. Nice. Wow. That's big news. That's very cool to see. Can't wait to see the design of that thing. That thing's probably going to look sick. So you did mention a little bit about potentially, having maybe some of the resources now to go and get your body checked up and see maybe if you get into a spot where you can start competing again. Are there certain courses, you've done a decent amount of coverage now, you've been on the grounds at some of these courses. Are there certain courses that you think right now you have the ability, if you can get healthy and you can get back out there playing, that you can compete with the likes of Gannon Burr, Anthony Barella, Ricky Wysocki, guys like this?
I mean, I think I'm a little past my prime in that regard, but there's definitely a few courses out there I think I could hold my own on. USDGC being one of them. You don't need to throw 500 feet there really to have an advantage. You just got to throw accurately and make putts.
Go ahead, Ely.
Oh no, I was gonna say, what about interest in like Masters Worlds.
Hmm.
And like, I know you've competed in there before and won, obviously. Any interest to get back there and get a couple more titles?
I mean, yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
great if I could. If my
Get
body
the
would let me play,
yeah,
5 or 6 days in a row. It's kind of what it takes
right.
to play a big event like that. Practicing and then the tournament rounds and things. It takes almost a week's worth of play in a row, and just not quite ready for that yet. But I'm getting close.
Yeah, because we're only probably a couple years off, Yuli, right? But before like a big group of people will be eligible for Masters.
Yeah.
Like a big, say what you want, but like the last maybe 5-10 years, there's been a bigger social media following of players and better coverage and all that stuff. And so maybe some bigger names are going to be joining into Masters. So that'll be interesting, kind of see how that goes down the road. Was there anything else that we kind of left out? Anything else that you wanted to kind of let people know about?
Just that you're going to see me a little bit more here and there. Like I said, I'm going to be out at a few tournaments with a tent, set up, doing some glad handing, some autographs, just meeting people, spreading the love of disc golf, things like that. Beyond that, if you see me more, it's going to be because my body gets better. I'm going to be playing tournaments.
God,
Otherwise,
that's fantastic. Get that body checked out, man.
I hear you.
Let's go.
You're going to see me more on social media for sure. Making a few posts here and there. Definitely on X and Instagram. Probably I'm going to get one set up there and Facebook.
I was gonna say because like I think your insight into the game is awesome, like when it comes to the commentary side, but I think your insight into just like the disc golf industry and the sport itself, I think is welcomed. And those social media posts that you can just blast on if you hear something, I think all of us would love it. I think all of us would have an idea. And if you're like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna wait to go on tour life to drop all these hot takes that I have. We're fine with that too. We always love you coming on here. Do you have any hot takes? I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff outside of Climo disc golf. There's a lot of kind of crazy stuff going on right now in the disc golf world. Is there anything that you're seeing that is kind of sparked your interest, or any takes that you have?
I mean, there's a little bit of moving around going on out there. I see quite a few people, shuffling over to different places. And the one biggest thing to me is just all the people that Innova have let go. And, some of their prime players, they just kind of dropped them like a hot rock. Jeremy Colling, Joel Freeman, people of that stature that kind of were some of their best players.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the way that they're going about it is completely different than some of these other companies, which I don't think is necessarily right or wrong. The way that I kind of view Innova as a company is, hey, we're just going to try to make really good discs and market our discs and sell our discs. And if we have pros that want to do that and be a part of it, great. But we're not really going to put that much money or effort into promoting our pros or putting any kind of effort into content creation around them. And others have seen that, hey, if you can put that stuff around, you put that money towards people, then yeah, it might be profitable. But then there's other companies that we've seen, like you said, some players are kind of moving around. I think other companies thought like, hey, we'll just pay this person a lot of money and we're going to sell a lot of discs. And it's like, it is kind of challenging to, and I'm sure you're kind of going through a lot of this right now. It is challenging all the work that goes into creating a brand and getting a product out there and getting people to buy it. And I just think Innova maybe doesn't have interest in that side of the industry. Is that kind of the gist you get from them as well?
The gist I get. I couldn't tell you exactly, what's going on in their thought processes, but that's definitely the gist I get from it. And Discraft definitely, they're kind of on the ball with all that stuff. They want you to be involved and, every day something new, keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't be any more excited about how this is going on. And like you said, I've been super busy this last month or so. I've actually flew to Michigan and modeled some apparel for the website and, checked out the factory and checked out the mold machines and the different plastics and things like that. So it's been a whirlwind so far, and I'm just going to keep it going.
Yeah, it's not going to slow down. It's not going to slow down.
One other thing I wanted to ask you before we let you go, and I appreciate you jumping on here and taking the time with us today. I'm sure everyone watching this is loving it. What are your thoughts on this new tour that was announced? Disc Golf Pro Tour right now has got the big one. The PDGA kind of stepped away from the national tour and kind of linked up with the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and now we're seeing this new tour kind of come about. We don't know too much about it. There hasn't been that much information. Do you like the idea of a potentially a different tour that maybe has a completely different format? What are your thoughts on that?
I haven't heard anything about it. I know there was some kind of announcement to come, in the future, but I hadn't heard much about the specifics of it, so I really couldn't tell you if I'm on board with it or not.
Gotcha.
I don't know what's going on with it at all. But
yeah, I don't know if they've announced anything new as of yet. I think the website. What's that?
Who are they?
It's Go. Is it Go Throw Disc Golf? Is that what it is, Yuli? I'm trying to remember what it is. So. I think it's GK Pro has rebranded and now have announced, because they do all the GK skins matches.
Yes, I'm familiar with all that.
They've kind of now announced that they're going to kind of go into more of a tour. I think I even agreed to go to one of the events, which I think is actually at Eagles Crossing, I believe. Or no, I think it's in Kansas City. But yeah, I think as of right now, again, it seemed like the rollout was kind of quick. Like a lot of the stuff on the website wasn't completely done when it was announced and all that. So there's some speculation of why they rolled it out so quickly, but I just didn't know your thoughts on, do you think disc golf having a secondary tour as competition is a good thing? Does disc golf have the ability to even have two pro tours with the eyeballs? I'm with you. I kind of leave myself to see what it is before I make any judgments on it, because there's really not that much information. But I thought it was interesting. I think right now in disc golf, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. A lot of people are kind of having to, it looks like, rebalance, if you will, after the COVID boom, right?
Yeah.
I think some companies did a really good job, and I think some companies kind of maybe overestimated it. And there's kind of this rebalancing going on in the disc golf world. So it's kind of fascinating to see all the stuff that's happening. But top news right now, Climo Disc Golf, guys. Again, like I said, tomorrow, January 15th, 3 p.m. Eastern, ClimoDiscGolf.com. Grab your Skyways, your Bel Airs, your Champs. Give them a shot. See how they fly. And we look forward to seeing more from you, Ken. Really appreciate you jumping on here, brother. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and look forward to seeing you on tour, too.
Well, thanks. You too. Let me know when you test those out if you like them. How they fly for you.
I think I told Yuli, I told Silas before I came on here, as our producer, I was like, I don't think I've filmed a YouTube video in 8 months. I think my first YouTube video back is going to be me testing these discs out. So
excellent.
That's what I'm going to be doing right after I get off of here. I'm heading to the course, and I'm going to be doing a little disc review for you.
So looking forward to it, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks,
we wish you the best of everything, and hopefully see you get some health, some better health going too, because I know we would all love to see you compete out there.
Thanks a lot. Like
Appreciate
I said,
you, brother.
I can play one round without much pain, but it's when I play 4 or 5 days in a row where it starts to get.
Hey, welcome to the club. I'm only 36, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 56, almost 57 now, so I'm no spring chicken. I don't have too many years left in me, so if I'm going to do it, I got to do it now.
You got it. I trust that you're going to figure out a way to get back on the course, man. There's, with athletes, that burning desire to compete never goes away, and so you'll find a way. I believe it.
There's some good drugs too now that just completely reduce all pain.
Not into that.
No.
It's a little dangerous maybe, but that's crazy. But hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks to the champ himself, Ken Climo, also Kale LaVisca, for jumping on the podcast tonight. And we'll see you guys all next week.